Hey everyone, welcome to Couch Creations live on a Friday night. And we are back, and we should have no broadcast interruptions because we have remedied the Mevo problem. So it's actually back to working the way that it was when it was new.
On our side.
On our side, right.
On the Facebook side and your side.
Right, you could still potentially have broadcast interruptions, but that's just based on wireless connectivity within your house. So tonight I had done a sneak peek, and I had also alluded to it a little bit yesterday, that we are going to be doing a royal blue. It's kind of like Blue Christmas, but it could also be, a Christmas wreath, it could be a winter wreath. It's not really tied to any specific type of a season. So you could put it up on your door from just after Thanksgiving until whenever you're going to switch it out. If you switch it out for Valentine's Day or something like that, it's what I call a transitional wreath, which means it's good for more than one holiday. So before I get started, just before we went live, one of my members in our community group had announced to our group that she had received some really devastating medical news, and it wasn't the answer that she was hoping for. So I have never hidden the fact that I am a faith-based business, that I am a believer in Jesus. So I'm going to just take a moment, and I'm going to ask you guys all, even as you're coming in and you're watching this or watching it as a replay, can you please just lift this individual and their family up in prayer right now? Because I can't even imagine what this person's going through right now. But I'm just going to ask for your prayer support, and we're just going to take a few moments and just do a really quick prayer for her and her family. So, Lord Jesus, we come before you right now, and we just lift up a community member, a member of the wreathing community. Whether she's known to individuals or not known to individuals, that's completely not relevant. But we just ask, Lord, in faith, that all traces of cancer are completely removed from her body. You said that if we have the faith of a mustard seed, we can speak to the mountain and make that mountain move. Well, tonight, Lord, we're speaking to that mountain. That mountain's called cancer. And we're just asking, Lord, for you to please just remove the cancer from this person. Give her long life. Give her family strength right now as they're going through whatever they're dealing with. I can't even imagine. And most of us in our wreath community know somebody who is fighting cancer. So Lord, we just ask that you completely remove it. And if not, Lord, just give her the strength to get through today, to just subtract the number of cancer cells that are present in her body and add and multiply the type of cells that her body's going to need to battle against this war. And every day, Lord, we're going to ask for this prayer, and we ask this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
I apologize. This is really hard. Okay.
Okay, take a deep breath.
So we are going to get back to our winter wreath, which 16-inch work frame, Hobby Lobby. So you can get these at Hobby Lobby. I think they're about $8. Half off is about $4, so it keeps it pretty affordable. And you can buy them in the Christmas seasonal section at Hobby Lobby. I'm not sure where you would pick these up at Joann's or Michael's, but I know when I've gone to Hobby Lobby, they're kind of on the Deco mesh wall with their seasonal. So you can pick them up in green, red, gold, or silver. And so tonight I'm using the silver tinsel one, and we're going to be using, and this was a crazy combination because I actually had 4 different variations built on this frame. And I walked in and I asked Steve, I said, so which one do you like? Here's the sign, here's the embellishments I'm thinking about using. And that's a challenging thing about being a creative, is when you have the sign, which is white background, you kind of don't want to take a white sign and put it on a white base. And then if you have all of your embellishments that are all blue, you can't really build an entire wreath built on a blue base. So what I did is a little bit, and I always look, because I always think that it's still here. We're gonna do what we did for the beach wreath, which is we're gonna take a white base and we're gonna layer in a white base, and then we're gonna come back in and we're gonna take a navy metallic, which is my favorite deco mesh in the whole wide world to work with. I love this. It goes in so many different designs that I make. And we're gonna take this and we're gonna layer a smaller piece on top to just give it a pop of blue, but then you're still gonna have the majority of it be white with the silver. So it's gonna kind of have like a little bit of a blue center. And then when we add the embellishments and add the ribbon, it should enhance it. And then obviously when we take our sign and we put our sign against a dark blue background, it really brings out the sign colors. So 18, or not 18, I had to think about this, 7 on the inside, 9 on the outside for a grand total of 16. So this is what threw me off and why I cut so many extra ribbons, because I was thinking 18. We're doing 16, trying to think, white with silver deco mesh. This is going to be cut to 30-inch pieces. I did it with a wood burning tool. We're going to be ruffling it. Once we lay all the white base in, then we're going to come back in with the 10-inch mesh. This one's cut to 15 inches, so it's half as much as this. So it's going to give us that this has more than this does. So it should give us the look that I'm hoping for, but you never know until you put it together and make it work. So deco mesh all came from Craft Outlet. The sign is courtesy of one of my Wreath members. She made the sign for me, which is Baby It's Cold Outside. And the ribbon that we're going to be using is all going to be white, navy blue, silver. I'm trying to think, that's pretty much it. And the one thing that I really wanted to share with you, I shared it with you guys earlier in a picture, and I don't know if this even remotely comes across, and you can probably let me know, Steve. These velvet navy blue poinsettias have along the edge, it's like a glitter, and then the same on the inside, so that if you look at it, it almost looks like the edges are fiber optic. So we're going to be adding these to our wreath, along with some berries, some glitter and blue and silver type ornaments. So hopefully this is going to be a pretty good design if it all turns out right. So any questions before we start?
Nope. Welcome everyone. Thanks for all of you sending your prayers and love. We got a lot of gals on: Cindy, Sandra, Nancy, Jane, Audrey, Debbie, Margie, Susan, Felicia, Brenda, Gail, Carol. There's a lot more gals. I can't come back because we're way up there in numbers now.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and start ruffling. So if you guys have any questions, this will be the time, because it's going to I'm going to try to do this as quickly as possible just to get these built, so then we can really start to build. So I go all the way around the inside first. And I chose ruffles because I wanted it more flat, less poofy. Otherwise I would have just done cruffles. But sometimes you get tired of doing cruffles all the time. So we're doing ruffles, which is the basic, most easiest technique if you're doing deco mesh for the first time. So, any questions?
Jay Leroy says you have an awesome eye for color and design. Patty, we just answered that. She said deco mesh came from Craft Outlet.
Yeah, I love Craft Outlet, and because Craft Outlets, if you've never ordered Craft Outlet or Wreath Shop or Eternity Tree or deco mesh from them, once you use that roll of Craft Outlet deco mesh, you will not ever want to go back and use anything else, because the quality is just there. There's a durability, a thickness that you can't get from like a Joann's or a Hobby Lobby or a Michael's. So I'm going to trying to keep this from rolling up, because it's easier if you can kind of weight the edge and then just either pull it towards you or walk your fingers up. So I'm hoping this design looks amazing. I can't wait to show you the ribbons. So the whole inspiration came from the poinsettias.
Cindy asks, how do you determine to use 20 inch versus 30 inch?
Great question, because I did that. I had a 10, a 20, and a 30 inch, and I had them all cut, and I just looked at coverage and thickness versus layering something on top of it. So what prompted me to go 30 over 20 was the fact if I went 20, then I have to bring my Deco mesh down to 10 inches, and then that just really,
Deco mesh.
yeah. Then it just looks like you just put something in the middle.
Yeah.
It's too small. It doesn't give you the coverage you want. So you want it fluffy, but not overly fluffy.
Yep. So the white ruffle is 30 inches.
Yes.
And the blue is cut to 20.
And I only had 16 pieces, so I was good with I had a roll and a quarter left, and I still have a little bit left of the first original roll.
Melody asks, where do you get the poinsettias? Hobby Lobby.
Hobby Lobby. It was funny because, and you guys know me, I would have already shown these to you by now, but when I went into Hobby Lobby the other day, what did we go in there for? Oh, I went in there by myself. Steve was gone.
Yeah, I was so gone.
That could be a dangerous place to go. Going into a Hobby Lobby without Steve.
Yeah, really? Right?
But sometimes he throws stuff in my cart, so it could go either way.
What? Never.
Yes, you've told people you've added. You're like, well, I'm going to get this. I'm like,
Yeah, but then you throw everything in there and you say, Steve did it. I blame Steve.
that's not true. I take ownership for all of my purchases. Thank God, right?
So thanks, gals, for watching on Friday. Feel free to like and share. Appreciate it.
Most definitely. So, let us...
Judy, yeah, we'll definitely pray for your sister, too. She said Judy Russell, her sister is fighting for incurable cancer right now. There's so many people that are affected by cancer.
It just seems like every time we turn around, there's just somebody else. Like Steve's friend from high school that we've known for years was diagnosed with cancer. And
Yeah.
my neighbor across the street, the one that we did the nutcracker for,
Yeah.
they told her that they didn't think that she's going to make it to the end of the year. So I'm like, I'm still believing Christmas miracles happen.
Okay, no, what she said was if she did the 20-inch white base, then the blue was going to be 10-inch. But if she did a 30-inch white base, she was going to do the blue 20-inch.
15.
15? But
Yeah,
you
I
said
did
they're
15.
cut to 20, aren't they?
No, the blue is cut to 15.
Well, I just asked a minute ago, and you said yes, it was cut to 20. Maybe you didn't hear me right. So
Oh.
the blue is cut to 15. Sorry, gals.
I had cut pieces to 20,
Okay.
and then I didn't like the look. So I had to streamline them a little bit. Man, this stuff is just like...
So, Kay, you are right. It is, the white is cut to 30 and the blue is cut to 15.
Right. And the only reason I went 30 is because when you ruffle it or scrunch it, you get more of a thickness. You start to see more of the white like you do when it's on the roll than when you pull it apart like this and it looks more transparent. And that's the look that I wanted. I wanted it to be more white with just a touch of silver, and I didn't want to see the wreath frame through the other side.
It's amazing how different a 15-inch ruffle looks versus a 30-inch.
It does, and it looks a lot different.
The 30 really fills for a ruffle.
Yes. And because I'm using that elevated wreath form, so it's got the 2-inch lift to the inner circle, you really have to think about it. You're trying to cover that elevation not only between the ruffle ties where the tinsel ties are, so you're trying to fill that space in between the side-by-side pieces, but also from the bottom to the top. So that's why I'll go with 30, is better coverage.
Wow, Patty said, went to Joann's without my husband. Filled 5 carts. Spent $359. Yikes.
But how much did you save?
But I saved $606.
That's right.
Feel like I scored big time.
It does.
Now, I guess the question is, did you tell your husband after that?
You know, were you there? You were there when I did the big haul of all the ribbon. So, yeah. I mean...
But then again, you know, you're making your own money, so you're spending whatever you want to.
Yeah, but it's nice to kind of have the voice of reason sometimes going, okay, look at how full that cart is. You really think you're going to be using it this year?
It doesn't matter if you're using it this year, but you will be using it. That's the whole thing.
Okay.
Right?
Sure.
So.
Sometimes, like I said, it just helps because I don't have to meet a minimum if I'm going to Joann's to go shop at the ribbon. And 2 weeks ago, their ribbon was at 70% off, which meant $3 a roll.
Yep.
For a 25 or a 30-foot roll. And for me, that's right up there with the online places.
So Patty said, nope, he doesn't know yet.
Yet. Okay.
And Melissa, the white is, it's white with silver metallic.
Yes.
It's not the iridescent.
No. And it's not the wide foil. It's the, they call it metallic white with silver is exactly how it comes up on their website. And they do still have it, I think. I didn't even look to see availability. I just looked to see the SKU number. Because you know how sometimes we'll open up our Deco mesh and then we throw the paper away. And like even Steve was like, okay, do you have any more of that mesh? Because I was cutting it and I'm like, I do. I'm just not sure where I have it. Because I kind of have stuff everywhere.
Tanya, I just can't wait till somebody finds the actual cure for cancer. I know they say that it's out there, but I just wish
it is.
The medical community would embrace it. And because we've got another woman that said she lost her husband to cancer.
Right. Well, I was going to say...
Which is Sherry Fuller. So.
Well, your dad was diagnosed with kidney cancer, but we didn't lose your dad to cancer. We lost him to respiratory failure.
Yeah.
So...
Fran, thank you. She said, love the tree in the back.
Oh, thank you. That's that tutorial is actually available in our private group. So I had showcased the white Christmas tree with the blue ornaments we had done. Was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. And so many people said they loved the white one. So I was like, well, I'll bring the green one out. Because we didn't make the green during the live. I made it afterwards. My scissors are just getting in the way.
Oh, that's good. Linda said, great sound tonight. That's true, huh?
Yes, because we have new equipment. So that's what that's what ended up happening. I ended up having to just, I knew my Mevo was out of warranty. And I was like, okay, well, I just need the internet connection part of that. I don't need the whole camera because the camera still works. So I just buckled down and I caved and bought myself an early Christmas present because that's for me, that's kind of what I need. It's my business. Without a camera, you don't really have Facebook Lives, right? And I can't deal with broadcast interruptions, which is why we have it rigged up the way we do.
Yep. Plus, it's a lot easier to zoom
and when you're operating it by yourself, oh, that's so nice. So.
Hi, Gail, just joining. Thank you for all the welcome back comments.
He is back, but he'll be leaving again. We just found that out today. So our trip to Disneyland is kind of postponed. But we're thinking we're going to go earlier. Because it's supposed to rain in Anaheim next week. And for me, my favorite day to go to Disneyland is when it rains. I know it sounds kind of, really, why would you want to go to Disneyland in the rain? Because most of the people leave, is one. A bowl of clam chowder in a bread bowl tastes amazing on a cold day.
Or
so
chili.
does hot chocolate.
Yeah.
Right? And most of the rides are all indoors. There's just a couple outdoor. So I love when we had passes. Every time it rained, I'd be like, or rain was in the forecast and we had time, I'd be like, we gotta go. Just to go and sit in the rain. And I know there's a term for that. I forget what it's called. For people who love the rain. And my mom knows. I've always been someone who adores the rain. On rainy days, my mom knows. She will not find me inside, she will find me outside. Doing something in the rain. Last one. Here it is. This was a weird layout for these tinsel ties, because normally they go every, like the inners and the outers kind of go opposite each other's, but these ones are almost stacked on top of each other. And these are shorter ties than I'm used to working with. So that's kind of different. So let me show you, this is the initial base, just with the white 30-inch. So
yeah, I mean, you can see through it, but it still looks pretty.
It's full.
Yeah.
So see, what I'm saying is it's very dense.
It's got a good base.
So now when we come back in and add this navy, it's called Royal Navy Metallic Blue, it's going to add just a touch of blue because it's only 15 inches.
It's actually going to lighten up how dark it is.
Right.
Yep.
Well, it's not going to lighten up.
Well, when you put it over the white, you can see the white underneath it. So.
It should. So I'm just going to kind of feather this out a little bit. And we're just going to go around. So it's going to kind of give it a translucent look. Because we've done it once with the beach wreath and I loved the look that it had. So we're going to do it with this one. So that when we lay our sign on, our sign pops and everything else.
Gail said it rained hard here in Jackson last night, and this morning I couldn't even take a photo of the mailbox because of the fog, I guess.
I totally forgot to tell you the mailbox photo. We were taking pictures of where our mailboxes are.
I saw that. And you didn't even take a picture of us?
Because when I posted the post, it was like 8 o'clock at night, and I'm like, well, it's too dark.
Antoinette, the sign is from one of our gals in the group.
Yeah, she made it.
Gail, yeah, she made a nice custom one for Kat.
On her Cricut. On her Cricut. So this is what you can do with a Cricut, is you can make your signs. I'm just not skilled in that area, and I'm okay with letting that one go to somebody else who is way more skilled at that. So, and what I'm trying to do is pull this white initially that I had, the very, very edge had a little trailing piece that just did not want to stay combined. So it should just add, should make the blue look bluer.
Melissa asked, could you do this on a Dollar Tree frame as well?
Yes,
Sure.
you could.
Very good.
The only reason I'm doing this on these work frames is, I kid you not, I will take a picture and post it in the Cats Creations group of exactly how big of a tub I have in my garage filled with work frame wreaths.
Yeah, you still probably have 40.
Yeah. Granted, there's some in there that, in all honesty, I might not use. There's some that are very small, really small. Like, I don't know, they might be a 12-inch or a 10-inch. So we'll see if we can figure out something to make with them. But not many people would buy that. That's what I'm thinking. See, here's that trailing edge again.
Yeah.
So hopefully it'll be blue and white. That's the look we're going for. I'm trying to do these as quickly as I can. Trying to find my twist ties. And man, these are really short. Okay, Hobby Lobby, make longer twist ties.
Sandra said, great job on the sign, Gail. It's beautiful. Yes, it is. No, it's a wood sign, Beverly. It's
Yeah,
wood.
it is wood.
Denise said, I love blue and white together.
I know there's a lot of people who said that that is their Christmas colors this year.
Welcome, Deborah. She said first time watching from Michigan.
Oh,
Love the colors.
awesome. Thank you. I think we have a couple people from Michigan.
Yeah, if they're on here, that'd be.
I know we have group members in
Yeah,
Michigan.
Yep.
Okay. It's funny, it feels like making butterflies. So, okay. So, while I'm finishing this up, how many of you are Black Friday shoppers? How many of you people actually go out in the madness that is known as Black Friday? We don't. We stay at home. We shop on Amazon, right? That's about as Black Friday-ish as we get. Let me find the white. Here it is.
And you said I loved your gray and white wreath last night today. How about some gray snowflake ribbon?
Oh, yeah.
Judy said, do you know if Hobby Lobby still has the flowers?
The poinsettias, the ones that I'm using tonight.
Yeah, I believe they do.
They should, but remember, the closer we get to December 1st, that first week of December, most of the Hobby Lobby stuff's going to be out. What you can do is let us know what you're looking for. I would love to put those in a Christmas tree. I think those would look amazing. Like if you had a white tree and popped it with just blue poinsettias, some silver ribbon, some glass and white balls would look amazing.
Mm-hmm.
What color would you in our tree
A lot
this
of
year?
gals said, no, not me. No, no way, not me. No way. A lot of gals said, nope, I do Amazon.
Amazon, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
why go out in all that madness?
Yep. Sounds like most of our gals say, nope, no Black Fridays anymore for me.
No, and it's funny, our youngest daughter loves that whole vibe that is Black Friday. I'm like, no.
Angie said, me, I love Black Friday rush.
Okay, see, some
As long
people,
as you don't get trampled.
that is very true. And some people get some amazing deals. I'm not those people who camp out at Best Buy trying to get the $100 laptop. That's not us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember that one year it was so cold.
Yeah, Judy said after Thanksgiving dinner, my daughter and granddaughter, off we go.
Oh, to go out into the madness?
I just think that's so wrong. I'm sorry, that's just my own opinion.
What,
If
Thanksgiving?
it's Black Friday, it should not start till Friday. It should not creep into Thanksgiving,
I
Thursday
know.
night whatsoever.
There's a lot of people that support you, Lowe's being one of them. So see, just the middle, this is just adding the blue to the inside, and I think this one's on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that's just to the inside. So you can still see a lot of the white, even in the middle. So that's why doing that half, I think if you were to take this down to 10-inch, it would almost feel forced. Like, did you just throw that in there? To just throw some color in? I am not liking these tinsel ties. They are really short. Because I'm already thinking, wow, how's ribbon going to fit in there?
Oh God, Jerry, I don't know how you do it. She said, I work for Walmart. This will be my 17th year.
I don't know.
So are you working at Walmart on Black Fridays? Because I'm sure that's just got to be insane. Just a nightmare to get through.
Well, I mean, think about it. People in the medical field work. Like, Kate's not working Black Friday. She'll be heading home on Black Friday.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll have to make sure she goes home early. So she doesn't get stuck in all the Black Friday-ish stuff.
Yep.
I mean, I think there's some deals to be had on Black Friday. We bought a lot of stuff through Amazon. Amazon's Black Friday deals were pretty good.
Oh, congratulations, Tony.
What's that?
She said, hi, Ken and Steve. Love that you're doing this wreath. I'm married 65 years this week. And we have decided to go with this blue family for our Christmas tree since 65 years is blue sapphire.
Oh,
That's awesome.
That is amazing.
Happy anniversary.
Yes, definitely. In today's economy of disposable everything, marriages that last like that are truly a treasure.
Long marriages are like 1% now.
Well, your parents were married for 62?
62.
62 years, and they would still be married if things turned out differently. So we're doing 23 years this year, huh?
Yeah.
Yeeks. That says something, right?
Yeah.
Ugh. Okay. So I think that this is going to kind of come out exactly the way I had hoped. Because when you just look at one small sample, it's really hard to kind of go, multiply this by 16 in my head.
Yeah.
You know? It's different if you're putting it together. And I think I only wasted 2 pieces of Deco mesh. So I did a 30, a 20, and a 10. So the 10s I had to throw out. But the 20s I just cut down to 15 inches for the blue. And then the 30s I kept.
Okay, then I'll do a quick recap for you. It's a 16-inch work frame with silver pencil ties. You can get from Hobby Lobby. You can order online from Craft Outlet or Wreath Shop. And then she's got 30-inch white ruffles in each tie as the base. And the blue that she's doing right now are cut to 15-inch on top of every white one.
That's a good recap.
Yeah.
I had to do that yesterday. Do a quick recap. I was like, okay, let me see if I can do this and keep working at the same time.
Wow, Jane, that's awesome too. She said my parents were married for 73 years when my
See?
dad passed in 2011.
That's just,
You don't see that or hear that anymore.
you don't. And it's sad because it makes me wonder what's going to happen when our generation passes. Will there still be longevity in a marriage?
Yeah.
You know? Okay. This is where I really wish, this is why I like the plushy tinsel ties, because they're so much longer and they're easier to find because you just grab them. These ones you have to kind of, you find one and then the other one is like buried somewhere. So you're gonna keep cutting that one thread that is through that white end, because I don't like to see threads. One more after this and then we can create our bow, because we need a bow. And remember when I was telling you guys yesterday that if you do a 16-inch work wreath and you do a smaller sign, the dimensions on this sign I think are 5.5 by 12. So it's more narrow. So if we were doing that, when we do our average bow, it turns out that sometimes you need to do 2 bows. Thankfully, our poinsettias are going to rescue us, and we'll be able to use those in those areas where it feels like it needs something there. So that's going to be poinsettia. So that's why we have them. And here's my last piece, going right into the middle. And then the good thing about pencil ties is they're strong.
But they poke.
But they poke. Yeah, they're pokey. So, see how this just gave it a dual combo. So, yes, this is super thick now. Definitely 6 to 6.5 inches full. Diameter is a 26 all the way around now. So we are going to add, what?
26, but it'll still probably fit in a 24.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
because it goes in on a diagonal. So let me put this aside while we build our bow. So I have a nice coffee rack. that it can
Coffee
just like
mug rack, yeah.
click it on the coffee rack, and then it just moves it off. But let me get rid of these. Okay, ribbons. So we're going to 2.5 inch. So this is where I'm going to demolish your display.
That's okay.
So 2.5 inch. I love this. Doesn't this remind you of Frozen? This is like a sheer snowflake, and it starts off with that royal blue center, and then it just kind of fades out to a turquoise and then white. Joann's this year. Then I was able to find the Baby It's Cold Outside navy blue and white ribbon, so we definitely are using that with the sign. And then for our 1.5 inch, we're using this royal blue tinsel, so it's more tinsel, less glitter. This came from Craft Outlet. We have this white with all the dots, Craft Outlet as well. Sorry babe, still destroying your assembly. We're using a silver, and it's a sheer kind of like mesh, like it's like a honeycomb on the inside. Sam's. And then finally we're topping it off with the 1.5 inch bow from Hobby Lobby. So I think I covered where all the ribbon came from. So I am going to, since we're going to be laying the bow down, I think I want the blue and then this, because we have a lot to break it up with. So it's always, what really pretty ribbon do you want to finish off the top is always like our centerpiece bow. So I think I'm going to kind of do it this way, I think. Or should I do it? This is what I do if you guys are not here. I sit here and I look at how I would stack these. That looks pretty too. I think I'll do it this way. Because I like how this plays off of this and how this plays off of this. And this picks up the band here. So we will take these, set those aside, and we said we're going blue down? Blue down, I think.
Don said, what sizes would I cut to do this on an 8-inch wreath?
Ooh.
It's either probably 20 and 10 or 15 and 10.
On an 8-inch wreath,
and I would say do a mock-up. Try a mock-up and see how you like it. That's a small.
It's very small. And I know what she's saying is because Dollar Tree sells those 8 inches in a pair. It might look better if you did the 5-inch.
5.5 inch Deco mesh?
Yeah, 5.5 inch Deco mesh, because we're using a 14 inch and we're using 10. So you kind of always want to go down a little bit. I'm looking at how I was playing these. Yes, blue first. Totally forgot. So, you guys know I'm going to do 10-inch tails because I like the way that looks. So first off, we're going to dovetail our end. So we'll bring our wired edges together. Cut from the fold to the outside, just like so. And then we have, ooh, pretty dovetail. So now if you just learn that one technique, all of your Christmas presents this year are going to look amazing. Which is another thing as a crafter, right?
Yep. Faye, are you in Kat's private group?
I believe she is Summeroff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She said this kind of video on making the Christmas trees using the UITC board.
Yes, I do.
Yes, she does. It's in the private group. So you should be able to find it. Just do Christmas tree wreath or UITC.
Christmas tree video.
Yep, Christmas tree video.
Okay, so 10-inch tails, and we're going to go with a 5.5 inch bow, or loop, sorry. So right about there. So I'm just getting my measurements established so that my 2 at the bottom are in place, and then it just makes it so much easier. Ooh, did this work out okay? Let me think. Because normally when we do word ribbon, you want to kind of keep it all in the same direction. But I'm thinking the way that we're going to flip it and fan it, it's going to come out okay because it's right side, right side, right side, and then here on this loop it's upside down. But it depends on which way we position it on the wreath. We could just make it the same. Let me show you how to do that really quick.
Hey Tina. Rusty's others on.
Oh, thanks for joining. Okay, so to get your writing to all face the same direction, because we know if you do the twist like this, okay, it's right side. Okay. Right side and right side, right? Everything's still right. But if we were to twist this, this now takes this lettering and it's upside down. So the way to combat that is don't twist it. Just gather it.
Watch your glue gun too, because I think it knocked the glue gun over.
That's fine. So once you do that, don't twist. Just bring it up to meet the center, just like so. And then you're going to take the whole thing and you're just going to deposit it into your Bodabra. And then if you look, the words are all the right direction. So don't do the twist. And then everything stays the right way.
If you gals caught that, we have an elf on the shelf.
We do?
Yeah, because the wreath just miraculously just fell.
It jumped off the hook because the hook is like a big U-shaped hook. So maybe I just didn't put it on there all the way. So, whatever. I know.
Bruce said, love this blue, it's my favorite color.
I love this blue too.
Linda said, I love making bows, can't wait to see my pretty bows for my presents this year. Yep. Pat says, where can you buy the 5.5 inch Deco mesh?
You can buy that pretty much anywhere. You can buy it at all of your local craft stores. You can also get it online. You just want to search by 5.5 inch Deco mesh. So we're going to take this one and make this 9.5 inch tails. And we don't have to be overly cautious because we have snowflakes that go in either direction. And we're just going to match the 5.5 inch loop. So here we always do our twist, and then if you keep your fingers in both and pull, it lines them both up so that they are the same length. So let's try this one. A little bit more, and then we're good. Bring this back so I can get my 9.5 inch measurement on my tail. I love this ribbon. Although our kids always come over to our house on Christmas Eve or a couple days before, and guess where they help themselves to ribbon?
Yeah.
Mom's got a whole wall full. We can just color coordinate anything to match our packages. So we'll have to be putting up the Christmas ribbon before then. Otherwise my stock will deplete. And I'll be like, oh, this is a pretty ribbon. Where'd you get it?
Okay, we're not making anything with 5.5 inch mesh. One of the gals asked if you were to make this on a smaller 8 inch form, what would you recommend? So that's what we were talking about, using 5.5 inch Deco mesh.
Well, we have made before. We've done the candy cane on 5.5 inch. If you have wreath forms that are a defined shape and you don't want to lose the shape like a candy cane, you want to take it down and use a smaller mesh. And then you'll achieve the look without losing your design. So these are now 9 inch tails, and I'm going to do 5 inch loop for these. Let me bring this one back to its little stack. Back to that.
Oh, that's great, Jane. She said, I could never make a beautiful bow until I watched and learned from Kat. Now I love making them.
It's so much fun. I could honestly say that my first couple attempts at bows were sad and pathetic at best. But now, like, the more you keep doing it, the more you just force yourself to use things that you just don't want to do. Like, I just don't want to do bows. Force yourself to make them anyway. And then you start to get into this groove where you're like, okay, I got this. And then you do another one, you're like, this one looks better than that one. And you'll start to see a trend that every single one that you do just gets better and better. And I love this ribbon. This is the new ribbon that I got from Craft Outlet. This is my only splurge for online this season. And I got Snowman 1. So now we're going to do this. I'll show you what it looks like. It's kind of a harlequin pattern in the middle, and then it's banded on either side with the silver. So if you can take advantage of the Sam's Club and Costco ribbon deals, you should. And even if it's just plain red and you're like, well, I'm not really going to make anything red, think Valentine's Day, think 4th of July. All the times where you're going to wish, oh, I wish I would have bought that ribbon. I could have used, you know, because these are 50 yard spools for $6.99, I think, is the price, which is a really good deal. So that's what I always say, think ahead. Where else can you use that? So there's this, and this one is going to 8.5. So I keep taking each consecutive ribbon that I put in, and I make the tails a 1/2 inch shorter every single time. And then the first two are 5.5 inch loops. The second two are 5 inch, and then these ones will be 4 inch, and then 3.5 as we get to the last one.
And Caitlin and Craig said mine get better and better every time as far as bow making.
Yeah, I watched your guys' bows, and you guys are like, yeah, it's still not good. And I'm like, God, if only you knew. It's good. So here's that blue that's picking the other blue back up and cycling it back into the mix. So this one's 4 inches because the ones underneath are 4.5. And then we have our last one to go. But you guys will all be pretty, like ribbon makers, pro ribbon makers. Just think of all those gorgeous bows you're going to put on your company Christmas presents. You can make those packages look amazing. And then here's our, I guess I call it a signature bow. It's the one that you see when you look at the bow. So you always want it to be pretty. Something patterned, not something plain. And this one's a 7. And we're going to go 3.5 on this one. And it'll kind of tie everything together. And then we'll add our sign. And then
what's Gail's, should she have a business, Facebook business page?
Gail's Crafty Creations. Right, Gail? I'm like, she changed it, and I'm thinking that's what it is. Or Gail's Crafty Designs.
She can comment.
If she's still watching.
Yeah.
Gail, what's the name of your business? Wow, it was eluding me, like my wreath. Okay. Now, here is our wreath. And
How long were the first tails?
10 inches is where I started. So now I'm going to take this, and I'm just going to kind of shake it loose.
Gail's Crafty Designs. Gotcha. Thanks, Gail.
I wasn't sure.
Gail's Crafty Designs.
GCD. Trying to get that ingrained in my brain. Okay. So I spin it 5 times with the pipe cleaner. And then what you're supposed to do is try to look for a flat spot, or maybe a spot that has the least, like if it's looking a little too thin, but I don't really have that problem right now. So I'm just going to plop it right in here. And I'm going for the top rail. So that's the inner one that's a little bit higher. So that's why I've lined this up with my inner. Trying to get through all those layers of mesh right now. So I'm trying to take my bows and kind of put it up and down instead of sideways. Depends on where you want your sign. If you want your bow at the top, there's a lot of words on the sign, so we can't really have anything impact our sign. So I am going to start at the bottom, and I'm going to leave this at the bottom, which means that I'm going to take my tail and I'm going to pull the loop up, and then here I am going to pull my loop to the middle and the tail up so that they kind of form a little X. So you have your loops across from your tails, and then you're going to go down to your next layer, which is here. I went down, so on this one I'm going to need to go up. So you pull them opposite. You pull the loop down and the tail up, and then here we're going to pull the tail down and our loop up. So here's our two, here's our tails directly across from each other. Same thing. Doesn't matter which way you go, so I'm going to do it the same here. You just kind of follow suit.
Angie, her preferred bow maker is the Bodabra, but she also uses the Pro Bow.
What was that?
Angie, is that the only bow maker you use?
No, I've used the Pro Bow too. I use the Pro Bow if I want a precise bow. Like, I want all my tails exactly the same. I want, and I don't know why I wouldn't, but that's just kind of my direction that I go when I use why I would use Pro Bow. It would just take me a lot longer to do it because you have to go through all the fingers and wrapping and then ribbon. Here it's just easier for me to do it. So here we're going down, and here we're going up. So we're just separating and pulling, and then here we're going up. So our loop's going to go down, and this one's going to go opposite. And then we just get to sit here and fluff. So if you take your hands and run them through your tails, you should be able to get them to kind of arch back into their shape. I don't know why this one seems a little bit longer than my blue. So I'm going to trim I know why, it's just sitting over more, but I'm going to trim it. And that's what you can do if you don't like where some of your tails wind up. You can trim them off. And then we'll be fluffing more as we work through our wreath, but there is our bow. So I'm holding this up. Babe?
Yeah, you can see it.
Okay.
Yep.
So now we'll go ahead and add our sign. So I always like my signs to just be slightly off kilter. I don't like them straight up and down. It just more visual interest that way. Plus it gives me 1, 2, 3 spots for my poinsettias. Maybe. I'm looking at how big they are. I'm looking at how big they are. I'm just kind of playing with them to see where that will fit. I think it's gonna work. Okay. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead.
Put all 3 in just to make sure of the placement.
I'm okay. I just commit to a design. So I'm gonna take my pipe cleaners. I'm gonna attach them to the ends of my sign with my staple gun. So it is a Black & Decker Power Shot. You can order them from Amazon. You can also get them at Lowe's. That's where I got mine.
Yep.
They're more ergonomically correct because you push down instead of pull up. So we're just going to staple. And as long as our signs are on 1/4 inch wood, you're going to be good because that's the smallest width on staples, right?
Smallest depth, yeah.
Yeah. So I know, Gail, I'm so sorry. my sign. So
Check it, that's awesome. Yeah, easier is faster and time is money. I learned how to make bows by hand being a florist. Well, yeah, I'm sure you made
a ton.
thousands of bows then if you're a florist.
Okay, so let us do this one first because I always do the outside. So let me find my inner. So let me try to find this one first, where I want it to go. Trying to stretch it and get it in.
Deborah, we've actually done videos on how to make a bow and how to fluff it. She asked you need to do a video on how to fan your ribbons on a wreath.
How to fan?
I still have ribbons, fluffing my ribbons. Or yeah, fluffing her ribbons and her bows.
Okay.
And Deborah asked, when you use satin ribbon, how do you keep the crinkle out of the ribbon? I only have problems with satin ribbons that crinkle.
I'm trying to think, what crinkle would you have?
Ours do too. I think she means when you do the dovetail. Is that what you mean? When you do the dovetail, they kind of just fold in.
I am looking. Okay. I'm trying to look at, now how do I want it? That's me in signs, man. I get them going in one direction and then I just change it. It's like, just commit, girl. Okay. I'm like, there's only, I can see through the Deco mesh. I'm like, why won't my pipe cleaners go in? They're just being stubborn.
Oh, she said no when you pinch and twist it in the middle. It will, you know, ruffle a little bit in the middle.
I don't get down to the middle that much, like if it's in here. Like all of these ribbon, I'm not so concerned with where it's kind of gathered because that's what you want it to do anyway.
Right.
So, seeing how I like how this one fans.
Yeah, Lynn, you're kind of right. She says, I don't care for satin ribbon. It always looks kind of limp and messy.
It depends. If you get really thick, like I love the brown satin ribbon that Michael's has. Had to think of like walking down the aisle. What store was that? Michael's.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let me show ya what this looks like, and we will finish fluffing our bow once we get everything else on there.
Gotcha.
Okay, so now I want to add my poinsettias. So see what I'm saying is when you're working on a 16-inch work frame, there's a lot of space on the top. So sometimes this feels like I need to add another bow here. Or there's people who do a trio, so they might do one here, and one here, which looks, it's fine. So when you have that much space to work with, then you need to fill that, or it starts to look like it needs something's missing. So this is where we're going to take our poinsettias and I'm just kind of ballparking where I kind of want them to go. Trying to get them down through the mesh. It's a little thick. So let me just kind of play with that here. And I have this one. I bought 3. But sometimes your bow can act as your third one. So we'll see. Okay.
That's a good idea, Faye. She said you need to get a pack of large plastic knitting needles from Walmart.
Oh, to go all the way
It'll go
down?
right through the mesh.
Right. I thought about that. We just need to get down there and do that. Okay. So let me position this one. I want them. This is the nice thing about the poinsettias is that you can kind of bend the leaves up So look how pretty that looks. Do you like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think it needs a third. Unless you're going to put it on that far
I
side.
was going to put it over here.
You can take a look and see if it...
Let me look.
Because you still have your 3 points. You've got your bow and then the
I
two.
know. But the fact that I bought it, which either means I never take my stuff back if I don't use it. I just throw it in a bin of, not misfits. Yeah, I think it's almost too much here with the bow. It's like then the bow starts to become secondary, right?
Yep.
Sorry, little thing. You'll have to go on another design. But we'll add something here anyway for visual interest, because I don't want to do right above this. I think having it, because I always say work in triangles. So this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, there's your triangle, but we'll still add, we might add some ornaments, like a trio of ornaments like here and here, to kind of make that look like that's what we intended to do. So let me grab our tails, which are 2.5 inch snowflake. Then we are introducing the white snowflake, and then back with our baby it's cold outside, because that's the theme. And these are cut to 14-inch pieces. So I'm going to go ahead and add these just to, because we only have 9 tinsel ties, because they're not pipe cleaners, on the outside. So we're just going to add these to the outside only. I just need to find them.
Gals, the poinsettias are from Hobby Lobby.
Yeah, and I will actually wire them and glue them in. So they're just sitting there for looks. Yeah. So I'm just taking these and adding them directly on top of our tinsel ties. And then I just kind of pull them so they kind of make a little, it's like an upside down V. So the tails kind of radiate out.
Deborah asked, Kat, do you do Black Friday sales in your Etsy shop? If so, how much percentage do you take off?
I'm looking at that right now. So yes, I do a Black Friday sale. I did it last year for the first time, and I liked it because I know that customers got a really good deal. Last year I did 20% off, and I mean, it's not horrible, but I think Etsy is trying to get everyone to do it from Thursday to the day after. And I'm like, I'm not going to extend it that far.
Yeah.
It'll be Cyber Monday, Small Business Saturday, whatever Sunday is called. And then Black Friday, Small Business Saturday, Cyber Monday. It'll be 4 days.
Okay.
What?
So you're including Sunday?
Yes.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday?
Yeah. I'm not going to stop it just for a Sunday. I'll just let it go through Sunday. And then it's done. And the good thing is that if you already have coupons out there and you decide to run your Black Friday sale, they can't utilize a coupon on top of the Black Friday sale. So if they have free shipping coupon, you can't apply free shipping and then maybe a 20% off one that they've had sitting around for a while. Make sure these are going in order.
Yeah, Denise, contact Gail, see if she's willing to do the sign for you.
Gail's probably shaking her head. I knew I shouldn't have made her that sign. Because that's what ends up happening. People see the sign and they're like, do you think Gail would be interested in making me a sign?
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Mary said, Barry Patterson's watching from West Virginia. The finishing touches make the difference in your wreaths plus your bows.
Aw, thanks, Mary.
Yes, they do.
Mary, right?
Mary, yep.
Okay. For some reason, I heard that and I was thinking, was that the name of the city? Was that the name of the person?
No, it's Mary Patterson. She said watching from West Virginia.
Gotcha. Yeah, because I had the reminder pop up on my watch for a minute of deep breathing can help you relax.
Denise said she found some sparkly blue poinsettias at Walmart for 99 cents each.
Ooh. I don't know, they called to me from Hobby Lobby. They were like, buy us.
How much were those sticks? 3?
These were $4.99, but they're half off.
Gotcha.
So
$2.50.
yeah, but I like them. I like the velvet, and I like the iridescent part that goes around the outside.
Yeah, Caitlin said Michael's had some very similar poinsettias for 60% off.
See, and I was hoping that Joann's was going to do another big sale this weekend, but they're just doing total, 20% off your total purchase.
Mm-hmm.
And for us, that's always going to be ribbon, but then they're always going to be like that, no, you can't have the ribbon. It's not on top of 20% off, because those are doorbusters, or those are clearance. I'm like...
You brought up a good question. When do you start advertising for Black Friday?
I start advertising the week of. So I would probably start advertising that Monday and say, hey, you know, if you're still looking for items, you know, for the holidays or whatever, you want to take advantage of a really good sale. This is what I'm doing. This is when it starts. So that would be my theory. Because kind of what you don't want to have happen is everyone's holding off on buying something till Black Friday, and then stuff sits, and then if you have something favorited that you were really hoping to get, you could potentially miss out on that just for the sake of trying to hit a sale price. You know, there's some people who are already doing sales now. They're doing the pre-Black Friday sale.
Mm-hmm.
So I just don't know how successful they've been. I haven't reached out to say, hey, are you selling anything? Or do you think that's because you're doing an early sale? So there is our outer ones. Then we're going to do our half bows, which we're going to use the silver mesh, our blue polka dots, and then the blue tinsel.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you know which colors are going to go on which. Obviously, the two that were white are getting the blue, and the blue is getting the silver. These are cut to 18-inch pieces. Or not 18, sorry, 16-inch. So to make a half bow, you bring your ends together, you fold it in half, and then you just kind of come up to where you have exactly 2 inches from your finger to the very end of the bow, not 2 inches all the way, because that would be a really small bow. And then
you kind of fan out your tails to like a V.
Yeah, first you got to put it in there and get your, what remains of your tinsel tie, which is probably like a 1/2 inch on my case here. And then yeah, you will fan them out. So I'll show you what it looks like once I get this one done. So let me get my...
Caitlin said, I'm not bothering with
like
Black
this.
Friday for my Etsy shop. I only have 5 followers.
Oh, still run a Black Friday sale. It
Yeah.
doesn't cost you anything.
Stock your shop and run it. Yep.
Yeah, it costs you nothing. So best case scenario, you sell everything in your shop, and it doesn't matter how many people are following you. A lot of people don't follow shops. They might favorite items, but not favorite your shop. So
Yeah.
I say throw it out there.
Remember, people when they go in, they have something specific that they're looking for, so
Yes.
they're looking for search terms. They're going to look for, baby, it's cold outside wreath, or Christmas wreath, or blue and white wreath, or something like that.
Blue Christmas wreath,
Yep.
blue, white, and silver Christmas wreath, blue poinsettia wreath.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to make sure you're hitting all those search terms anyway with your tags. So I'm going to add this one, I think,
To the white and silver.
yeah, to the white with silver. And then I'm going to add just the blue to the blue snowflake.
Deborah Cassie asks, can you say Black Friday in your SEO titles?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's not a trademarked
trademarked
item.
term, right?
Yeah.
Nobody's making money off of that. Trust me, if everybody was, whoever trademarked Black Friday would be making a ton of money.
Mm-hmm.
What would end up happening is they would call it something else if somebody bought the rights to that. But it's too generic of a term, Black and then Friday. So we'll go ahead and add this. Love this ribbon because it's like rainbow colors when you add it. And then we'll add some embellishments. my favorite part is once you get the wreath built, sign in bow done, outside ribbons all done. The embellishment's my favorite. That's when you get to really be creative.
Yeah. Nicole, yeah, she can do that on the next one. She's asked if you could repeat the half bow.
Oh yeah.
Show her how to do the half bow again.
So let's see if we can do this one. So I have to make sure that I have both of my little tinsel ties out. Sometimes one goes behind the other. So half bow, you bring your cut edges of your ribbon together so it makes like a little loop. And then if you just walk your fingers up to where you have about 2 inches left, which is literally what it is from here to here, it's 2 inches. And then you're just going to kind of pinch the middle, just kind of make your loop a little round, because it's kind of hard sometimes to get your finger in there. And then you're going to take it and add it directly onto your 2.5 inch ribbon. And then we're just going to twist that tinsel tie a bunch of times so that there's no way it can come flying out of there. And then you're going to open your loop, and then you're going to have to, one side is right side up, the other side's face down, so you're going to have to twist the other one up so they're right side up. And then you kind of want to arch the little tails so that they kind of match the same direction, so that it's like so. Is that pretty good?
Yep.
Okay.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Hi Teresa, she said hello from Indianapolis, Indiana. So excited I finally caught you live. Love you guys. Want to join your private group.
Oh, thank you. Well, if you're interested in the private group, just go to, and I'm going to make a video because I get asked this question all the time, because I thought the way I had set it up was fairly simple, but people are finding the link to sign up for the payment challenging. So if you go to Cat's Creations and More, the word N, or the letter N and not the word and. So Cat's Creations and More. Scroll all the way down to the bottom and you'll see this big window like my business card, and it says Cat's Creations Private Group. Well, underneath that big logo, there's like, it starts the writing about what the group is about and what you get, and it kind of just ends, and there's like 3 little dots, and then it says see more. Click on the see more and it opens up all the benefits, like discounts from vendors, detailed materials list for all the private and public lives. You get access to the entire private group library from February, I think it was February of 2018 until current. And I have to go in there and do a new count on videos. But that allows you to sign up for the payment, and then you can click on the bigger link that says click here to join Cat's Creations private Facebook group. So everyone clicks on the big one and they forget the small one, and then I don't really have a way of reaching out to them because I just have these requests sitting but no way to reach out to you. So I just have to wait.
Candy, the wood burning tool does not leave the white tips of the Deco mesh black at all. If it does, you might have an issue with your wood burning tool, but it really shouldn't. You might have it up too high.
Or you might want to clean it.
Yeah, but ours, when we do it, doesn't leave any black marks at all.
No, not at all. Yeah, I'm going to say that it's probably up too high, or you're holding it too long as you're going down your row and you're burning it more than you're just trying to melt it. Like, you don't really need to hold it. You just literally draw a line down as quickly as you can pull that down. And you'll see it starts to cut. Last one. Okay.
Judy, that's a good question. Do you put your phone number on your business cards or on your shop?
I used to, but I don't anymore. And I think just because with all the stuff that happens on Facebook now, and I'm sure you guys are probably the same as me, it doesn't matter if you're a married woman, you'll get Facebook requests from all kinds of guys. And so the last thing I wanted to do is associate my phone number to my business account, and so I just handle everything through email correspondence. It's just safer that way, I think. Okay, so let me go ahead and I'm gonna look at where I have my poinsettias, and I'm just gonna wire these to my frame. So I'm just going right around that top frame. I'll probably need my pliers to do that.
Awesome, Nicole. She said I plan to join after the first year. I really enjoy watching and the way you teach.
Awesome, we'd love to have you join. Okay.
You're just gonna tie them in.
I'm twisting them around the big main frame.
Oh yeah, that's tough.
It's not that tough, it's just, I'm trying to move Deco mesh,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'll flip it over and show you what I did. Okay, so let me do my little twist tie from my bow and my sign. So let me just flip this over and show you. This is what I was doing. See, I just wired it here and down here. I just wired the poinsettia directly onto the frame, so no glue is needed. Can you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So those aren't going anywhere at all. And then you can still, there's
Adjust
some
them.
movement. Yeah, you can pull them down or up. So let me look at my ornaments that Steve was so nice enough to grab. So I'm thinking,
It's all about the birds. That's the birds.
funny.
Embellishments.
Embellishments, exactly. So I'm thinking, and we were doing this yesterday with the gray and white one. These might be a little too bold. Let's see. I'm thinking I wanted to add some of these. Let me cut this one. I'm looking for a bigger wire cutter. So let me cut this one down. And let me pull this off. Thank you,
Good
Hobby
old
Lobby.
Hobby Lobby stickers.
Yeah, it's like, look, nobody else makes them.
And then they stick even after you cut them.
Well, because they push them together. And I think they do it so that people can't slide them off. So I'm thinking about adding these, like, this is what I was doing in my clay prep. I was just going to add some, like,
Yeah, those are pretty.
to the outside parts of the poinsettia, like these, just so that they had like little pops of the berries. Grab these ones. This one didn't even cut. Let me Okay, up, under, I'm just staging so you guys can see kind of what I'm doing. I might want this one right there. Here's the other one. Okay. There we go. So remember, we've got to pull our berries apart because they're all stuck to the stem.
Angie, I'll ask this question in a little bit.
What's that?
Well, now I have to ask it now.
Oh, well, you know, if you throw it
Well, I
out
know
there.
you were busy, so I just wanted to wait till you were done. She said, what inspired you to be a wreath maker and start wreath making?
Okay.
She's been doing it for years for the family.
Yeah, I love decorating my home for the holidays. And so just, I think when the wreath making craze came about in 2017, I was doing it anyway, but I didn't know anything about Deco mesh. So I watched Deco mesh and I thought, oh, that looks so cool. I could do that. And so I just decided to take it, you know, try it. Like you guys, you make your first one. Do you think anybody would buy it? So you put it out on Facebook and ask, and then when you get an offer to buy it, you're like, okay, well, I guess I'll have to make another one. Was that just a fluke? So what do you guys think if we add the berries to that?
Yeah, I like them.
Yay or nay?
I like the pop. What do you guys think about the berries? Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. Let me see if I can.
I know it takes a little bit.
They're like a steel blue.
Yeah.
Somebody asked if they're blueberries. No, they're just a
No.
blue. Well, they are blueberries, but they're not meant to be
Not
blueberries.
blueberries, right? So let me. I sent Steve out to call it my bulb bin, which has all kinds of really pretty, like shatterproof balls in here. So I've been doing these things called like little trios of color, and so you would kind of, let me see, I'm not sure how I want it to go. I don't know if I want the clear one in there. I might want the silver sparkly. I love sparkly. See, I might want to that, add this.
What about the white?
Yeah, there's a white sparkly. Well, like something like that.
Okay, Deborah, I'll ask her.
Yes.
Deborah wants to see how you do the double half bows and you turn it into a bow
Oh,
with
okay.
the four tails.
If I do this look, you've got me two different. You have a white with glitter and a white without.
Yeah, I just grabbed all that I could.
I'm just looking. Because I like the trios to stay the same. Let me look. This one might be a little too dark. I'm looking. Is that too much?
I like it, but it's up to you. I know originally you said you weren't sure about that one.
Let me spin it around because I'm looking at it upside down.
Oh.
Come here. It's like, ow, don't, not now, Mom. Not now. Let me look. I take these out. And maybe I don't need a pop of 3. But maybe just, I'm liking the sparkly ones. Okay. Maybe just the
A lot
silver.
of the gals say they do like the berries.
Okay.
She said love the dark.
This.
Yeah. She said love that combo.
Let me try these over these. Maybe just these. I have smaller silver.
So you're not thinking about grouping them together now?
No, because I thought that was too big, especially with using balls that big. So I'm thinking like this. I'm kind of liking this. But you guys tell me.
Just duels?
A duo instead of a trio. So once we actually attach these, I can kind of hold it up a little bit more. Because this was just roll off.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Yes,
Mhm.
no? Are
Yeah.
you reading comments or
You guys like the duel with the silver and then the kind of like the slate blue?
are you just giving me these 2 cents? Because I'm like looking at him and he's not looking at the phone. I'm like, can you look at the comments and tell me, yes, they like them? Sorry, Gail, your sign's all covered with glitter.
That's right. Make it party glittery now. Just
That's what happened to the gray sign. It totally turned all snowy and glittery.
Heather said try the other blue one with the design in the middle of the bow.
In
Like
the middle.
the silver.
These ones?
Yeah.
Where at?
Instead of the silver? Or is that too dark?
I think this becomes too dark. Like, what do you think?
What do you guys think? That
It could
way
go
or with
either
the
way.
silver?
I'm going to glue the berries in while you guys are debating bowl placement. So I'm just going to go ahead and attach these to my mesh. Right inside here. because I don't want them to be, I'm just going to kind of angle those to the side. What do they say?
Karen said silver is better. Caitlin said silver. Christine said silver, so I guess they like the silver better.
Okay.
Yeah, they're all saying silver.
Over the dark blue?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I agree. I agree. So let me just finish gluing these in so they'll actually stay. So I'm just using my glue gun with Gorilla Glue.
Thanks, Boba.
What did he do?
You put his pawn on the Mevo screen and pushed the screen out.
Did he really? So I'm just adding those underneath the poinsettia, but to the Deco mesh underneath. So they said no dark blue, silver.
They like the silver or the sparkly silver.
So there's silver,
Yep.
or here's sparkly silver. Because we didn't do sparkly silver.
You can mix and match.
No, I don't want to mix and match. I want to make a pair. This one I kind of want to be a pairing, just like the poinsettias are a pairing. So there's a gold with a silver glitter. Do you think it needs to be the shiny?
I think it needs to be the shiny. You guys think it needs to be the shiny or the glittery?
I'm still going. And adding my...
The shiny gives it a pop and kind of changes the
It does.
color.
See? Wow, that's a highly technical wreath term.
What?
Adds a pop of color. It does.
Karen said I like either. Angie said the sprinkle silver. Judy says sparkling
See, so I
Sparkling.
think they're going this
instead of the shiny.
instead of the shiny.
Linda said shiny. Caitlin said shiny.
I guess it just depends on how long
It's
you
everybody's
keep
point of
going,
view.
right? Because
Yeah.
eventually you'll get an answer that you want.
Yeah, right now it's going about 50-50.
Oh, great.
So it's the creator's choice.
Thanks. Nothing like a little added pressure there. So that's just going to sit in there. And then we'll add these ones. We'll fan them out. Little opposites. So that'll give it some movement. And then I just take my glue and I'm just gluing it to my silicone mat. Oop, I wanted this one right under here. Just like so. And not. That'll kind of be like a hidden surprise, right? Okay, so
Okay, glitter looks great on camera.
it does look great on
Blue
camera.
said shiny. Obviously glitter.
Look, here's the, now I can kind of hold it up a little bit more. So I did one of each, so you guys could see. So there's the shiny glitter, shiny. I don't know. I could go either way, honestly. This is what happens when you have too much.
Tell you the truth, I'm kind of changing my mind.
What?
I think the glitter, for whatever reason, makes it a little more elegant looking.
Okay.
And the shiny is a little distracting.
But it plays off the light so well.
But so does the glitter.
I know. Okay, so I'm just going to remove the big ones. I take the little tops off because if you wire them to the tops, a lot of times the tops, for whatever reason, will just pop off. Like the wreath on the coffee holder. Yeah. Right?
Yeah, I think we're going to go glitter for both.
I think I'm going to go glitter for both. You guys had a good nomination. Your logic made sense. Sparkle, sparkle. Because we added lots of sparkle to it.
Everything is kind of more of a like a toned down color though, and I think the sparkle or the shiny is like one of these things just doesn't belong here.
Really?
Even though it's pretty.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for your opinion. But I would probably do that though. I agree. So I think that just frames our wreath. We'll do this.
Caitlin said this is why you need shiny ones with glitter stripes on them.
No, because then that just adds even more to the, which one do we add? I'm gonna go here.
Maybe she'll put a shiny one somewhere to kind of hide it.
Maybe I will.
Just give a little extra depth.
Trying to make sure this all stays there. How sad. And the ornaments that I bought for it, I didn't even use. But the inspiration was the poinsettia. So I'm just trying to get those to set before I go to pick it up and hang it and they fall off.
I mean, you can use them in little spots here and there.
Little spots here and there?
Yeah. Little gaps.
No. I try to keep it simple without going, oh, you seriously could have stopped at any point and you just kept going. We all know those things where like, stop. No, don't add any more. Trying to get that foil. Okay, so let us fluff our bow. See, we could. It needs to be much, much smaller, but I don't even like that.
Yeah, I don't either.
It would have to be glittery. And this one's way too big glitter. And I think this is slightly off. They're like more yellow. So we'll leave it that way. It doesn't always need something. But let us get it all fanned out. Not impact our sign. I'm going to take this down. I'm going to take the hook with it. Okay. As I apply glitter to my face in copious amounts.
Copious. That's a lovely word.
It is a lovely word. Okay. So, hang on. There's just like way too many sparkles.
Well, it's a sparkly wreath.
I know, but it's just all the really pretty little swirls you put in. I just don't want them all impacted there. So what do you guys think? I'm probably in the way. Get out of the way.
Just a wee bit.
So I keep wanting to pull this down just a touch. Okay. Why does it feel like the door's crooked?
Bev said perfect the way it is.
Okay. It feels like the door's crooked.
Well, yeah, it's a little bit off angle. Okay. Yeah, there you go.
There you go. I was like, it just looks off. Okay. There we go. We are finished with the Blue Christmas one.
Yay.
Which probably means, I don't know what I'm doing in my private group. I think in my private group, I want to teach you guys how to remake a bad design. Like a design that you might have had when you first started out and nothing has happened to it. It hasn't been favorited, it hasn't been anything. So you're kind of looking at that going, maybe you need to rework that. So I think we're going to rework a design and show you how you can change it from, we'll do a before and after kind of thing. So even if you get people, because I had this happen last year, someone took their Costco wreath that they had had for 10 years and they wanted me to remake it. They bought all the stuff, they brought everything over, and they wanted it done from traditional red, white, and green Costco wreath to all rose gold. So that meant pulling all the stuff out of the old 10-year dusty Costco wreath and then adding and breathing new life into it. So I think that's what we're going to do Sunday in the private group. Teach you how to revamp an entire design. Anything else?
It's the prettiest one ever. I know Deborah asked if you could do that double bow.
Oh, the double bow. Yeah. I can show you how to do that.
You got your...
Let me do it out of this one. So double bow, really quick. Let's just cut these to 16 because I know I will end up using more. So, double bow. Is that
Here
what
we
we
go,
call
Deborah.
it? A double bow?
Remember, it's the 2 half bows with 4 tails.
Right, I know what it is, but we didn't call it a double bow. I think we called it a 4-tail bow.
A 4-tail bow, yeah.
Because a double bow would just be 2 regular bows put together. So I'm just adding my dovetails. So there's 1. Because I can't cut over the trash anymore because apparently I can't make it in the bin.
So Deborah, here you go. She's making you the 4-tail bow.
The 4-tail bow. Okay. So, double bow. So basically you take 2 half bows and you put them together. So you make your half bow, right? So your 2-inch loop, just like so. This is how we would put it in the regular one. Kind of hold it off to the side. And then you make another one, just like so. Pinch it together, fluff up your loop. And then all you do is where you have it pinched together, you just put them together, like so.
That's where you would tie it.
That's, yeah, this is where it's going to go in the
wreath,
the pipe cleaner or the tinsel tie.
Right.
And then what you're going to do is you're going to pull all your tails down. So this is why we call it 4-tail bow. So you have it like so, and then like this. And I usually stack them so that they're kind of like so, and then like so, and then you have your bow and your bow. And then that is your 4-tail bow, just like so.
Yep.
And that's perfect to do if you have a lot of leftover pieces that are maybe like coordinating colors. You don't have to match exact colors. You could take something like this and match it with a different one. Let's do this to 16. Because I like doing these sometimes to tie your colors together.
Mm-hmm. Let's
say you have just extra pieces. So we'll do half bow, open that, and we'll take this one and we'll weave them together. And then you have your opposite ones on this side. So the tails correspond to this one, and then these ones.
So you can mix and match.
Yeah, you have a mixy-matchy, just like so.
Yep.
And then this way you can kind of do them, you know, you could do it this way in one and then switch them and put this loop on this side and this one on that side and kind of go odd. These also make for really good, what do you call it? Like on a sign. Like if you were going to put a bow on a sign, if it didn't have a bow there, you can kind of make a cute double bow.
On the corner, yeah.
Yeah, up in the corner off to the bottom. But that's your 4-tail bow. And I think I got all my tags from my list. I'm always trying to make sure that I have all my material lists to make sure that everything's accurate. Like exactly what I put in there is what's on the list. Any other questions you guys have?
Hi Gail, just joining, so you're late. You'll have to go back and watch the replay.
This is what we made though.
Yeah.
You just go back to the beginning, right when this goes to replay, get on the materials list, and you're like, okay, you know how you made that. So this is available on my Etsy shop. It will be the only one I do this year. Because the sign is custom made. It never fails. Whenever I say that's the last one, I always get people go, well, can't you just like make one more? Maybe change something out? I can't get the sign. I mean, I could bug Gail, but I don't want to bug Gail for another sign. So one and only. So it is available. And that's about it.
Audrey, awesome. Audrey, so cool. She's so nice. Thank you again for another great live. You always make the stunning wreaths.
Thank you.
Thanks again for your valuable time along with your talents.
I'm trying to throw them all
Caitlin said thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Bonnie, it's in the private group. Can you show us how to make those angels hanging up? Those are in her private group.
Yeah, those are, or you could buy the tutorial.
Right.
The tutorial's available on my Etsy shop, and I just walk you through an actual tutorial so you're not listening to comments. It's just start to finish how to put them together. And then you get a materials list that tells you the dimensions of everything you'll need to have on hand. Okay?
Yep.
That's it. Okay. All right, guys. Have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you guys maybe next week sometime. Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah. Private group, I'll see you guys on Sunday at 5. All right, everyone, have a great weekend. Bye-bye.